One of my favorite video game franchises of all time is Persona, developed by Atlus. Now, recently, the latest edition in the series, Persona 5, just celebrated its 1-year anniversary, and they've just released an anime revolving around the game, which you can currently catch on Hulu and Crunchyroll. It's clearly a great time to be a fan of the franchise, so I thought I'd do something a little different to celebrate by counting down who I think are the top 5 waifus from the Persona series of games. Now, if you don't know what a waifu is, then wait, huh? What?
Salutations and welcome to Gamer's Guide. Now today we're gonna do something just a little bit different and cover my top waifus in the Persona series.
Jemarc? I'm sorry, but can't you see that I'm in the middle of an episode here?
Now, Rip, did you really think you could do an analytical video without me? Come on, get your life together. Who better to do a top 5 list than me? The Gamer Guide.
Okay, but I was just about to tell our viewers exactly what a waifu is, so since you insist on barging in my channel, how about you do the honors?
Absolutely. So the general consensus is that a waifu is an animated female character that you feel like could be your significant other. You may see this in how people interact with anime babes, or if you've ever gone to a con and seen somebody with a body pillow. But seeing as Rick and I are adults and a lot of the Persona characters tend to be high schoolers and that's really creepy, we're going to go ahead and change the definition up a bit for the sake of this top 5 video. Instead of being girls we can wife, it's going to be women who kick ass.
Not bad. That's a really nice and well thought out.
And when they're at the age of consent and totally into us, or at least I hope they're into us, because let's be honest, if they're not into us, there's really no point pursuing anything. They could totally be our waifus down the line.
Wait a minute, you just...
And now let's get to my number 5. Kawakami covers all the bases for anyone looking to fulfill their deepest fantasies. She's your teacher, capable of providing a healthy education, and as you grow closer to her, she advocates for you as a student. But when she isn't your teacher, she moonlights as one of those special maids, and she gives you special massages once you're close enough to her, which is one of the most essential skills to receive in Persona 5, because it gives you the ability to leave at night. Cause no, Morgana, I do not want to go to bed now. You do not rule my life. Not to mention, the ultimate fantasy fulfillment, a guaranteed A in class for the rest of the year.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, the secret maid second life shtick is kind of cool, I guess, but if we're going to throw moral standards out the window here, then in my opinion, Dr. Takemi is the way to go. Listen, visiting a doctor's office can be a bit of a drag, but if she were my doctor, I wouldn't miss an appointment. Especially with that killer theme song playing in the background. Not to mention, she has this whole goth look going on, and to be honest, that's actually kind of hot. And she'll even give you hefty discounts on medication, and that SP regen later in the game is no joke. Plus, if you want to talk about ultimate fantasy fulfillment, how about those free checkups, eh?
Well then, I guess we'll just have to disagree on this one.
Whoa, easy now, that's fine, fair enough. I hope your detective skills are up to par, because my number 4 is none other than private investigator Sai Niijima from Persona 5.
Sai what?
Sai what you want, but not only is she the older sister of someone who may or may not be on this list, but she's also beautiful, smart, and she even has enough sense to overcome what plagues her most in the end. I mean, for me personally, watching her story unfold was very relatable. She would strive to be the best, but over time her goals start to consume her life, and from an outside perspective, that hit pretty close to home. Yet she eventually finds a balance, and so with that in mind, I can totally dig a confident woman who is passionate about her career. Not to mention, her experience with investigation could really help to get you out of a few sticky situations. Oh, and have you seen her shadow self? she can really pull off some wicked style, which I'd imagine would really come in handy during Halloween parties.
Excuse me.
Which is why
Rick.
I always say
Rick?
Sai is
Rick!
bae. And what?
Sai is nice and all, but shots fired here. She is the worst detective. She spends the entire game trying to figure out who the true enemy is, and only discovers the truth through a lot of hand-holding by the Phantom Thieves. If you want a real waifu, look at Naoto Shirogane from Persona 4. Naoto has got everything you could possibly want in a strong female character. She's very mature for her age and a capable fighter. Most of all, she's the detective prince. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of androgyny in your life, not to mention that her character growth involves accepting every aspect of herself. Not only in her femininity, but in her ability to accept that just because she is younger than most other detectives and police officers, it does not mean she is lacking in self-worth. And in a time where children are literally fighting to make the world a better place, she is an absolute inspiration. That kind of character growth and fulfillment absolutely establishes her as the perfect number 4 social alignment on our waifu list. And I couldn't do a top 5 list without mentioning a character I talked about in my Persona 4 episode on gender identity on Gamer's Guide, which you can find in the eye icon right here.
Whoa, hold on, did you just shamelessly plug your...
Moving on, let's check out my number 3. It would be an absolute crime to cover top 5 waifus in the Persona-verse and not mention one of Igor's assistants, namely Elizabeth in Persona 3. What is there to say about Elizabeth? Now, I know what you're thinking, we don't really get to know her too much outside of the Velvet Room. I mean, what are her dreams and ambitions? What are her life goals? Why doesn't she satisfy my leather and chains fetish like the twins in P5? Well, to start off, unlike her presumably older sister Margaret, Elizabeth is quirky, fun, and has a ton of personality. She often drives enemies crazy with how coolly she handles high-stress situations, and her ability to make it rain coins means she'll absolutely be able to take care of you financially. Most of all, the excitement she feels for the real world is absolutely charming. She takes nothing for granted, and, not to mention, she is the only Velvet Room assistant who falls in love with you, which is awesome! She gives up the life she has always known with the prime directive of rescuing you and preventing you from dying, and that's pretty damn baller.
You know what? That's not a bad choice at all. In fact, let's just keep this Persona 3 train rolling with my third pick, who is none other than the lovely Mitsuru. Now, I know she's an animated fictional character and all, but she is hands down the most beautiful of all the Persona waifus. Period. So, no need to say anything else, so let's just move on to my number 2.
Nope. If you're going to challenge the goddess that is Elizabeth, you better back it up right.
Fair enough. So, aside from her wealth and obviously attractive features, I love how she is confident, collected, and wise beyond her years. Yeah, she may be arrogant, harsh, and even oblivious at times, but her leadership qualities are on point, and honestly, she's a very fitting choice as the Empress Arcana. Top it off with her classy sense of fashion and her skill with handling swords, and that makes for one woman I certainly wouldn't mind having on my team. Alright, Jemarc, so we're a little over halfway through, and how are you feeling? Surprised by any choices?
I mean, I personally wouldn't have gone for Sai, but I'm actually surprised you haven't mentioned Anne yet. If we're talking about strictly aesthetic beauty, I figured she'd be right up your alley.
Whoa, you got me all wrong, man. Well, actually, maybe not, but I do have a surprise for you, because while yes, Anne is great and all, what if I told you that Anne is just a duller version of another Persona character? Because my number 2 pick is none other than Persona 4's fabulous Rise. I mean, hear me out. Her character is basically the concept for Anne, but with more feistiness and, let's face it, talent. Sure, Anne might be an aspiring model, but Rise is a full-blown pop star. So, what hasn't been said already about this scene-stealing idol? Yeah, her in-game abilities may be borderline pointless at times, but her energetic personality more than makes up for it. The only downside I'd say is that she can be a bit manipulative and annoying with those crocodile tears, but otherwise, her cheerful nature is something we could all benefit from. And quite frankly, she's really cute and has some killer dance moves.
Yeah, sure, Risa is a pop star. She does music, but what can that skill set do to contribute to society and improve it? I mean, we already have plenty of pop stars who don't do much for society at all, and while her music may be good, I am looking for complete and total change here. All I'm saying is that if you want a waifu who can make a difference, when she is of legal and consenting age of course, I would look no further than Futaba. Futaba is the definition of badass. She is the ultimate meta character in her ability to point out when useless people like Yuko Mishima are nothing more than NPCs. But her hacking skills have made her the ultimate legend and scourge of the dark web. Also, she's like this amazing unsung hero for all gamers and people with severe social anxiety. Rather than maintaining her life as a recluse, she decides to make her own quest line to conquer her social anxiety, which is an absolutely amazing way to deal with that particular mental illness. Plus, she's hands down one of the most essential members of the Phantom Thieves, and she isn't even a playable character.
Well, I won't say that I disagree with you, but Futaba's still a creepy choice. Yet then again, you could also argue that this whole video is creepy, so let's just get on to our number one pick so I can burn the image from my mind.
Well, well, well. It's finally come to this moment. Our number one. And there is absolutely no way your number one is better than mine.
Is that so? Alright then, let's hear it.
Well, it's your channel, so why don't you do the honors first?
But you're my guest. I know. How about to spice things up? On the count of 3, let's both say the name of our pick, and we'll take it from there.
Ready your blade, Bald Gamer. Let's see if it is as sharp as mine.
Alright then. 1, 2, 3. Makoto!
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, I think we just did.
Is anyone really all that surprised that Makoto was our mutual number one waifu? I mean, she's super intelligent, a diligent hard worker, and she doesn't let her kohai live their lives in danger and under the corrupt control of douchebags.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, I feel like she's the perfect blend of brains and beauty, and I honestly found her antics to be well executed and oddly adorable at times. I had more fun watching her character awaken from inside her shell than any other character in the entire series. Not only that, but she makes for the perfect study partner who would do whatever it takes to make sure you both succeed. Plus, can I just say that her bike came out of nowhere, and it was totally awesome. But clearly, they don't call her queen for no reason, which is why Makoto is love, Makoto is life, and she ranks as a mutual number one on our list. Well, it started off a bit messy, but in the end, I'm glad we could see eye to eye.
This is a weirdly numbered top list. I mean, 9? 9? We should at least do 10 or above. We need to give our audience a little something something.
Now that you mention it, you're absolutely right. So, then tell me, if you had to pick an honorable mention real quick, who would it be?
Oh, hands down, I would absolutely choose Ted. What's awesome about Ted is that they are an androgynous and technically gender-neutral character. Ted doesn't have a gender and, well, have you seen their Alice cosplay? Absolutely brilliant and captured the hearts of everyone.
I guess it's only appropriate that Teddie would somehow find their way on this list. As for me, it would have to be Chie. She's a textbook tomboy, no doubt, and even though she can't cook well, she makes up for it in other areas. Plus, did you know that she becomes a cop? That's pretty cool. I'm sure having her around all the time would be a lot of fun, but unfortunately, she got edged out by the competition this time.
Okay everyone, so who do you think had the better choices? I mean, personally, I think I had the best list here, but let us know down in the comments below, and then also be sure to tell us who your favorite Persona waifus are. But on that note, thank you so much, Jemarc, for helping me out with this daunting task of narrowing down our favorite Persona waifus. And before we go, is there anything you want to tell our viewers about your channel or the experience in general?
I certainly can. Salutations everyone, I am Jemarc the Gamer Guide, and my show is the ultimate walkthrough for your everyday life. So what I essentially do is I take my background in theater, English, education, and my passion for gaming, and I teach philosophy and life lessons through video games. I did an episode on Persona 4 about gender identity, and I did an episode on Persona 5 about rebellion and what makes a valid rebellion. Also, if you're into it, I run a talk show called Peace, Love, and Geekdom on my channel, in which I interview indie developers of video games, comic books, small geeky themed businesses and business owners, or cosplayers, and we do really awesome giveaways from my guests, and we just get to learn about their lives and their journeys, and it's a pretty cool time. So yeah, if you want to go to my channel, please by all means check it out. And yeah, once again, thank you so much, Rick, for having me on your channel. I can't believe I had this opportunity, and I hope we could have more top 5 battles in the future.
Jemarc? I guess we lost him, so be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Also, if you can find him, be sure to check out Jemarc's channel too. But that's all the time we have for this episode, so I'm That Bald Gamer, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.